So, you've probably heard of the memory palace, right? It's an amazing technique. But what happens when you run out of rooms? What happens when your palace is totally full? Well, today we're going way beyond the basics. We're going to talk about how to build a mental mansion with like infinite space. It's a pretty common problem, especially if you're serious about this stuff. You've spent all this time building out a palace. Maybe it's your childhood home, your office, and then you hit a wall, literally. You've used every single spot, but you've still got more to remember. So, what do? Well, here's the good news. You do not have to tear down your old palace and start from scratch. Nope. You just need to learn how to build an extension. Think of this as the blueprint for a massive, massive upgrade to your memory skills. All right, so our first big idea for creating that infinite space is a technique called segmentation. This is the secret sauce. This is how you break through your current limits and build a truly massive network for all your memories. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in the very last room of your memory palace, and suddenly you spot a secret door you've never noticed before. You open it up and, wow, it leads to a whole new wing of the house you never knew existed. That's segmentation. It's just the art of linking one complete palace to the start of another one, creating this perfect seamless journey. Okay, so how do you actually do it? It's all about making the link between them totally unforgettable. So you get to the final spot in your first palace, let's say it's your bedroom lamp. Right there, you have to vividly, and I mean vividly, imagine a shimmering portal or a crazy doorway. The moment you step through it, bam! You're not in your bedroom anymore, you're standing right in front of the very first spot of your next palace. Say, your kitchen fridge. It's really that simple. But look, expanding your palace is only half the battle. It's not enough to just have more space. We need to make sure the memories we put in there are super strong, that they're durable. And to do that, we're going to use this simple but, oh my gosh, incredibly powerful technique that I like to call the backwards brain hack. I know, it sounds a little weird, right? You just spent all this time learning a route, so why would you immediately try to walk it in reverse? Well, the science behind this is just fascinating, and it is the absolute key to forging rock-solid memories. Here's the big difference. Just repeating something, walking the path forward over and over, that's passive. It's like walking down a path you already know really well. It doesn't take much brain power. But trying to walk that path backwards, that forces your brain into what's called active recall. You can't just mindlessly follow the trail. You have to actively hunt for the previous location, which actually forges a brand new pathway in your brain. And that creates a much, much stronger connection. Yeah. This technique is just so effective because it forces you to recall things on a much deeper level. You end up using different parts of your brain to find the information, and you have to focus so much more intensely on the images you created. And the result? Your memories stick way stronger and form a whole lot faster. Okay, theory is great, but practice is everything. It's where the magic really happens. So, you ready to try this out? Let's put both of these ideas, segmentation and the backwards brain hack, to the test right now with something I'm calling the Double Palace Challenge. All right, get ready. In your mind's eye, I want you to pick 5 spots in your bedroom. Got 'em? Good. Now pick 5 spots in your kitchen. Perfect. Now, at that 5th and final spot in your bedroom, I want you to create that portal, that link that's going to zap you directly to the first spot in your kitchen. All set? Awesome. Here come 10 facts. I'll go one by one. Your job is to place each one at a spot along your new linked-up route. Okay, spot 1, your bed. I want you to imagine a giant kangaroo bouncing on your bed, holding a can of berries. A canberry? Get it? Canberra? Really see it. Spot 2, your dresser. Just picture thick, golden honey being poured all over it. It's sticky, it's messy, but it never spoils. It's perfectly preserved. All right, now spot 3, your closet. Open the door, and inside, there's a whole flamboyance of bright pink flamingos having a dance party. Make it loud, make it ridiculous. Moving on to spot 4, your desk. Sitting in your chair is an octopus, and he is skillfully juggling 3 little glowing hearts. And for spot 5, your lamp. Perched on top of it is a tiny Eiffel Tower. And as the lamp gets hot, the tower starts to stretch and grow taller from the heat. Okay, this is your last spot in the bedroom. Now, create that link, that portal. And whoosh, you step through. You're in the kitchen. Spot 1, the fridge. And on top of it, the planet Venus is spinning, but it's spinning backwards, clockwise. Spot 2 in the kitchen, your counter. There's a giant shrimp just lying there. And if you look really close, you can see its tiny heart beating away right inside its head. Weird, right?
Now, over at the sink, a majestic unicorn is leaning down for a drink, and it's wearing a Scottish kilt because, it's the national animal of Scotland.
For our next spot, your stove. A giant, slimy slug is crawling across the burners, and it has 4 huge twitching noses. The stranger, the better. Lock it in. And for our very last spot, picture yourself standing right there in your kitchen, trying desperately and hilariously failing to lick your own elbow. Really picture that silly moment. All right, take a second. If you need to, close your eyes. Mentally walk the full path, from spot 1 in your bedroom all the way to spot 10 in your kitchen. See the images. Recall the facts. Okay, now for the real test of strength. Start at the end. You trying to lick your elbow. What came right before that? The slug with 4 noses. And before that, the unicorn. Try to walk the entire route backwards, all the way to that kangaroo on your bed. Can you feel that mental effort? That's your memory getting a serious workout. So, how did you do? Even if it was a bit tricky, you just experienced something really powerful. You literally expanded your mental space, and then you forged stronger connections using active retrieval. This is it. This is the path from just practicing to actual mastery. So what's next? You gotta level up again, right? Your new target number is 15. So here's your homework, your next mission. Become a 15-fact master. I want you to create a route with 15 stops. Maybe use your entire house this time. And use it to memorize something that's actually useful to you. 15 historical dates, 15 new vocabulary words, the names of 15 people you just met. Just remember, this doesn't happen overnight. There's that great quote from Tony Robbins, repetition is the mother of all skill. Practicing this stuff consistently, especially that backwards retrieval, is what turns it from a cool party trick into a genuine life-changing skill. So, I'll leave you with this question. You now have the tools, you can build a memory palace of pretty much infinite size, and you know how to make those memories really stick. So, what are you going to master first?